Tom, here we are today at your home place, Greenogue, where so many of famous horses, Arkle and Flying Bolt, and to name a few, have been trained here. And the last 3 years or so, you've been doing school and bumpers here. It's a mile round, so the typical race is 2 miles. Tell us about today, though. Today's a big day.
Yeah, today's a bit different, Dave. It's not about the gallop today or about good horses or that. Today's for Graham Lee. It's a razor. Most lads in racing will know. Graham had an awful accident a couple of weeks ago and needs all the help he can. It's sort of nearly a show of support today to raise a few pounds, but just he's a Galway man by birth. Although he's ridden in England all his life, and today is just to try and drive on, make a few pounds and a bit of awareness for him. You know, just to show of support, get a few pounds. He's going to need a lot of help in the years to come. You know,
so many local trainers are regulars here. Gordon Elliott, Gavin Cromwell, and so many of other smaller trainers that bring horses here, young horses or horses that are ready to run. But like you said, huge support here today. Over 150 horses, nearly 150 horses have turned up, and a few of those trainers have brought horses that maybe mightn't need the gallop, but just brought them for a day out to support this cause.
That's it. There's a lot of 3-year-olds, the 4th, 5th, 6th group. There's 3-year-olds there, which lads, they would start coming now, but as soon as I mentioned this, they were the first lads on board. And even, doesn't matter where you're coming from, the likes of Paul Gilligan's coming from Loughrea. I should start naming lads. Naming Paul, he's a regular here, comes every time. Boys are getting on the road early and coming. The hunger for grass galloping is massive. Being able to get everything in a group is great, you know. So come here, as I say, today is a little bit different. Just in general, we're very lucky with the lads who come, and even our own pointers and that you can join in, and that's invaluable. Do you know what I mean? So it's it's magic. It's great.
I don't know Graham personally, but in my short spell in England riding, I always remember him, someone in the weigh room, just ultimate professional and very helpful to anybody, whether new or old, that walked into the weigh room. But you knew him a lot better, you did.
Yeah, well, when I arrived in the north of England, the sort of a hierarchy, the sort of old-fashioned weigh room. You had Graham, Tony Dobbin, Russ Garrity, Richie McGrath, Brian Harding, Alan Dempsey, list them off. That's how the pegs went. And if you played ball with those boys, you were golden, mean, and done the job right, and you were a decent fella, you were great. And those boys were brilliant with me when I was riding over there. And then Graham, I was in Ferdies, and Graham got the stable jockey job in Ferdies. Myself and PG McDonald, who's obviously successful in the flat, we were under him. And such a gentleman, family man, anything you wanted. I couldn't say enough about him. And then just to travel racing a bit, Graham would be going early to meditate and look at the form. I'd be going early to lose about 14 pounds in the space of an hour and a half if I could. And he could ride 4 winners and one get beat a short head. On the way home, he'd be
talking about the one that got beaten.
He's just a professional himself. Yeah. And Richie McGrath very close. Himself and AP are extremely tight, and Richie and AP have been in with him plenty over the last couple of weeks. And I'm not going to go into the medical end of it now because I'm neither intelligent enough nor qualified enough to start explaining it, but the lad said he's in good spirits. He's as good as can be expected, and please God, things will move in the right direction. But he'd do the same for anyone else. And between racing and point to point, it's very important that as a community you sort of push on and support lads like that who do the same for anyone. As I said, countless Irish lads like myself went through the weigh room in England, and you know, you're away from home, you're young, you're green, without the likes of Graham and those boys pointing you where to go, more importantly where not to go, you'd be lost, you know. So
absolutely.
Couldn't say enough about him now.
And very grateful to everyone who's turned up today to support this cause. And there will be a link added to all the social media, this video, for anybody at home watching this that wants to help out and send money, no matter how small or big the amount is.
That's it.
Because Graham has a very long road ahead of him.
A long road. And as I say, it's not about money, but it is, meaning that any little donation, it doesn't matter what we raise here today, it ain't gonna change the world,
but every bit helps.
Every bit helps. And just as a racing community, if you get behind it and give it a bit of a push, because as I say, that man, he's Graham's 47, like he's 30 odd years riding, and all the winners he rode over jumps and falls, he got little action like that in the flat. It just goes to show what's for you won't pass you. But just as long as he knows that everyone's there and supporting him, I couldn't say enough. But the people that came today, and you wouldn't believe, Revolut and donations and checks came in the post, some small, some large, from people who've a bit of a connection, no connection, but just once they heard or saw it on social media, were pushing on and trying to give a hand. You know, Evan appreciates what he's going through, so that's great.
It's just typical of that racing community coming together to help somebody.
That's it. And I witnessed the first hand in Uma there a few weeks ago, at a point, the chap getting airlifted out of it. It's the first time I've stood there. I went away in a few ambulances a few times myself, but this was different. The chap airlifted, the medical team, Jennifer Pugh's team, we'll call her, on the ground, unbelievable. For in a wet day in Westmeath, on a Sunday, lads galloping around on horses. This chap hit the ground, he was in trouble, Luke Carberry, and he was in Beaumont before. We were only halfway up the road back to Navan, and he was in Beaumont Hospital. So just unbelievable, as I say, what the medical team do in this game. And this is all tied in together, because these lads, you know, the game doesn't run without jockeys, trainers, owners and everything, but the lads, they're the ones putting their neck on the line on a weekly basis, daily basis.
Absolutely. Tom, I know you're not looking for any plaudits, but well done today. It's unbelievable what you've put on show here today. Like you said, it's a small way of helping Graham and his family.
That's it. As I say, he'd do it for anyone else, and he'd help in any way he could. And as I said, the likes of Richie and AP have been in with him and all the rest. And it's you know, when you be worrying about stuff about horses scoping wrong or big ballot marks, or you know, jeez, fell in a point he was going to win, it doesn't matter. Do you know what I mean? When you see Graham there now, it doesn't matter. So so thanks to everyone for coming. Now that's magic. It was great.